Hi, I'm Kristen Matthews, co-founder of Tom&Sawyer Fresh Prepared Pet Meals. Tom&Sawyer started out because of the love for our dog Sawyer. We wanted to do something better for him, and when we researched the pet food industry, we were shocked by the lack of regulations, the poor quality ingredients in the pet food that was available. And essentially that pet food really wasn't food. It wasn't the type of nutrition that we expect to eat, and really what we were expecting that our dogs and cats were eating. So what we decided to do is create a better pet food, not feed, for dogs and cats. We were cooking for Sawyer with the help of our veterinarian, and then we looked for something out there that was comparable to what we were serving, and realized that there was nothing out there. So what we decided to do was look into the science of how you can properly feed with real food a balanced diet using animal nutrition for cats and for dogs, yet brought to you with quality ingredients that have never left the human food chain, and cooked in a way that makes it safe for dogs and cats to eat, and also safe for everybody in the household to both handle and then handle a pet after they have consumed food. So what we did was we did a lot of research. Mine started out with this book about how to feed your pet right, and what I learned shocked me about the pet food industry. So most pet food is poor quality ingredients. A lot of vitamins and minerals are thrown in afterwards in order to actually provide nutrition to animals. There is an association called AFCO, and they control all pet food or pet feed, as well as any feed for like animals that you would consume, like cows and pigs, etc. And from a pet food perspective, there's considered in the veterinary world a gold standard called feeding trials for cats and dogs, and this consists of a very small amount of animals in a lab setting who are fed a new formula over a period of 26 weeks. And if they don't get ill, or actually even less than, you can actually have a few drop off from the feeding trial without it actually affecting the quote unquote gold standard results. But if they don't get ill and their health is sort of just maintained from that, then it's considered a past AFCO feeding protocol or feeding trial, and this is written on a bag, and veterinarians look at this as the gold standard in pet food. At Tom&Sawyer, we consider the gold standard in pet food to be actual real food. So the way we have created our recipes is we still look at both the AFCO, but more specifically the National Research Council's nutrient requirements for dogs and cats. And this is the gold standard. This is actually the true research that has been done on the essential nutrients of your proteins, your fatty acids, minerals and vitamins, and what they need in what levels to make sure that they're healthy, and then what ones are considered toxic at particular levels. All of this science has been based on highly bioavailable diets, so diets that are actually like Tom&Sawyer. And then what AFCO does is they take all of this research and these nutrient levels, and they modify them for poorer quality feed ingredients, and so up that level to make sure that there's enough nutrients in the lower quality ingredients, as well as the over-processing that happens with canned and kibble food, so that your dog or cat will get enough nutrients to sustain life. Will it allow them to thrive? No, but it will at least allow them to live. Just like if you ate fast food every day for the rest of your life, you're not going to be healthy, but it's gonna sustain life. So Tom&Sawyer uses the gold standard in science of the NRC to create the nutrient profiles for dogs and cats, but using real food that you could eat. What Tom and Sawyer does when we develop a recipe is we do food ingredients first. We start with a protein. We layer on fruits and vegetables, and in some cases healthy grains that are all human edible. And then we balance from there using what's called a human grade supplement, a vitamin mineral supplement, just to fill in the gaps where we need to and create ratios of calcium to phosphorus in its right ratio, omega-6s to omega-3s, all of those, making sure that they sit in the right balance for a dog or a cat's nutritional needs. And then what we do from there is our animal nutritionist consultant make sure that everything looks exactly as it should from a balance perspective, that the ingredients used are used in the right ratios to make sure that that there's not too high of a fermentable fiber content to foods, making sure that the proteins aren't too high, just to make sure that the digestive system is optimized when digesting all of the food. And then we send off all of our recipes to a laboratory to be tested to make sure that the result of the recipes, when we gently cook them, have an average result that equals the formulated recipes that we developed. We don't use feeding trials. We use lab testing on the results because this is real food. It's not feed. There's no chemicals in it. It's not overly processed. So they're going to digest the food the same way that we digest real food. Broccoli is broccoli. We don't need to make sure that a dog or a cat is going to have an adverse effect to a piece of real chicken breast. Whereas feeding trials are looking to make sure that feed and quality ingredients and preservatives and colorants that are put into commercial pet food isn't going to have an adverse reaction over a 26-week feeding trial.